Good evening. I'm Dalo Sakud, the president of the Black Commission, candidate Mincy Pollack, running for HD 14. So tell us a little bit about Mincy Pollack.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me here. I love the work that you are doing. I think it's extremely important that for platforms like the ones that you're doing, it's so important to get people the information. I often hear the folks, and it's a program that I do nationally with my fraternity, they call a voteless people is a hopeless people. And, I like to take it a step further because I don't really believe like a voteless people, a hopeless people per se. I think sometimes people are hopeless because they're not confident in who to vote for. And the only way for people to be confident is being able to bring the information to the people and meet them where they are. So Diallo, you and what your team doing is phenomenal. Kudos and thank you so much for having me on your show today.
What inspired you to run for this particular seat?
Diallo, great question. What inspired me to run for Florida House District 14 is just simply this. I believe that Florida and Jacksonville is the promised land, or how about I say a promised land? And what I mean by that is our great state and city is a place flowing with opportunities. I believe that. And, so many times I've grown up hearing friends saying, man, I'm moving to Atlanta. That's where all the black folks at. That's where opportunities at. I have people saying, man, I'm moving to California. I'm going to go straight up where, you could be free. I even hear young people saying, man, I'm moving to Denver. They got legalized marijuana. All these reasons for the exodus. And part of the reason I said I want to run is I wanted to stop that exodus. There's a trend right now of a lot of people moving to Florida. Actually, right now, we're the 13th fastest growing city in the whole entire country. We're busting at the seams. The challenge is a lot of people that look like me and look like you are missing the opportunity. It's kind of flying by. And I wanted to make sure that I ran so I can make sure that all Floridians get the opportunity for prosperity, a healthier life, great education, and just in general, a safer quality of life. And I wanted to do that. This was a situation for me of kind of like, it's something that I could not do. You could be on the sidelines and be like, this is what's wrong, that's what's wrong. The nature of kind of how I made is always, if I see there's something that needs to be done, be the change maker, be the difference. So instead of being on the sideline, I took what I've been doing for years and said, you know what? Let me go ahead and serve. Serving for me is a mission. It's a purpose. It's a call. And I wanted to go do what I was, gifted or created to do. This is life work for me. And that's one of the reasons and the main reason that I'm running to be the representative for Florida House District 14.
What do you think are some of your priorities, if we can expand on your platform a little bit?
Great question, Diallo. Our priorities have come from what I've saw as a need and to what we've taken our time before we ran and we went and asked people through whether town hall or going out by survey or taking to people through different experiences and walks that I've done. And we've actually went and asked people also what's important. And the interesting thing about that is those things kind of came right in the middle. What we keep hearing people say is most important, and what we've decided to make our platforms is what? Is education, making sure that all of our educators and our paraprofessionals have the resources that they need to be able to equip our children, period. That's extremely important for us. The other things that have been important for us has been, jobs. Sometimes people say, oh man, I'm working, but I wish it was a job to pay more. For us, a priority for us is how can we continue? If we're 13th largest, how can we continue to bring these fintech opportunities, other opportunities to our town, our opportunities like in healthcare and other areas that are paying more, and then make sure that we got the right training priorities in place to make sure that our people are able to access these higher paying jobs to help them have a higher and safer quality of life. Extremely important for us. I run into a lot of people as a business owner and as a board member of Jack Chamber or government affairs or what I do with the Lewis White Business League. I meet a lot of business owners that they want to be thriving, and a lot of them are just surviving. So a platform for us is making sure that we are doing things in the legislature to make small businesses or equipping small businesses with the resources they need to be able to grow their businesses and go to a point of being able to scale up. Helping them to kind of connect the dots, whether that means through procurement opportunities that they hadn't been getting, or whether that means contract opportunities that they have been getting, or whether that means them taking their retail space, their service to the marketplace in a way that demands the dollars so they can have a quality lifestyle and be able to expand our workforce. And here's the number one thing that we get just about every time we knock on the door or every time that we're talking to somebody, and that is affordable housing. Now, let me tell you this as it relates to affordable housing. I'm going to tell you just a quick story. It's been about 6 weeks now. It's a 74-year-old woman that was living in a 3-bedroom. She probably should have been living in a 1-bedroom based on her income. But the challenge here was she was a widow. Her husband had passed. She had collected lots of stuff, didn't want to get rid of it. But a 3-bedroom and the price of the rent was going through the roof and her fixed income wouldn't work out. Me and my wife helped her moved all her stuff. And guess who this person was, Diallo? It was my mother-in-law. I'm trying to tell you is it hits real home. If you don't think affordable housing is important to me, I just told that story, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's a real issue that's affecting a lot of people, whether it's our seniors or whether it's our moms, our aunties, mother-in-laws. It's even affecting the homeowner and the investor. We've got to do something about affordable housing, and that's one of our main priorities. So that's real quickly. Affordable housing, great jobs, education, and more access for businesses to be able to excel. Great question.
And so, with the Black Commission, we have a political arm, an education arm, an economic arm, and a medical arm. Where are you at with Medicaid expansion for the state of Florida?
I mean, that's a great question. Healthcare is extremely important. Thanks, Diallo, for asking that. I don't know how I didn't say that just a few minutes ago in my platform. Being a owner of an insurance agency and being in the healthcare space, I understand. I understand a whole lot why Medicaid expansion is important. Probably about in 2015, 2016, I was a part of an initiative throughout the state to actually work on what's called Medicaid expansion. Every day we're seeing and we're trying to help as many people in my insurance agency be able to have affordable health care, whether that's through the affordable health care or whether that's our seniors through Medicare Advantage plans and stuff like that. We spend most of our time, believe it or not, educating. That's a key thing. Education, awareness, and access. Insurance is just really confusing. So even when you talk about Medicaid, people just think about long stacks of things they got to fill out and don't quite get it. But here's the truth. Here's, as they used to say in Paul Harvey, the rest of the story. So first of all, one of the reasons we're doing the Medicaid expansion, because about $52 billion go back from our state to D.C. when it comes down from federal mandate, because it hadn't been something that our legislator can get on the same page for. Typically, Medicaid falls into a blue issue or a Democratic issue. Healthcare shouldn't fall on no party issue, in my personal opinion, but sometimes it does. And during the high side of Medicaid expansion, during Obama's administration, and just before the last election, what was happening is Florida's a swing state. So if all of a sudden, when you're looking at close to 1 million people who could benefit from healthcare who don't have it, and all of a sudden you do something like Medicaid expansion, what ends up happening is if you do it, you just help close to 1 million people experience healthcare, something they don't have. And now it's more of a Democratic issue in a swing state. So now you got a presidential election, and all of a sudden these people are coming out to the polls because they happen they got some health care. That changes the scope of elections. It's a shame, period, that you're looking at stuff like something important as health care being polarized politically because of somebody might want in the White House. I absolutely am a component for Medicaid expansion, period. We've seen small glimpses of Medicaid reform in the area of helping seniors be able to pay for medicine. But Medicaid needs a full overhaul, period. One, we need to fix stuff like the donut hole. So if you're a single parent or a single dad or you're single or you don't have any kids, you can't get Medicaid. We expanded it for a little while during the COVID situation where we allowed parents to just have babies to be able to have it a little bit longer. But that's over. We've got gaps and tons of people are going using the ER for their medicine. Here's a new interesting thing that would help if we expanded Medicaid. Our children. We're seeing more and more and more of our young people having mental mental illness, or experiencing um, situations where mental health care or wellness or crisis has got to be worked on, right? So, for example, during last year, December, during the break, there was more young people admitted to the ER for mental wellness issues that couldn't even be treated because we didn't have Medicaid expansion to even cover that cost. This is a real issue. The number one users for Medicaid, period, is from right now is our children. But Medicaid expansion would affect the rates, which would allow doctors and physicians to be able to practice more in this area, for us to offer more beds, more also for more healthcare in this space. But because we haven't expanded the addendum reform, our children are suffering. So Medicaid, when people hear it, they think a lot of times just from an adult standpoint. No, this is an adult situation. This is a pediatric situation. This is a mental awareness situation. And if you can't treat these kind of conditions properly, they get stigmatized into behavior situations that creates a prisoner pipeline situation. Medicaid expansion is real and extremely important. And that's why I think that all Floridians deserve the right for prosperity and a healthier, safer quality of life. And one of those things is for us to get to Tallahassee, for you to send me there so I can advocate in this space for Medicaid expansion and healthcare. I mean, again, it's my background. I've been working in that industry, working with nonprofits in that industry for some time. We're very active during COVID and making sure those that needed those kind of things were there. So, hey, Allo, that was a right-on question. We got to be able to help in the area of healthcare, period.
Tell us a little bit about what you enjoy about Jacksonville.
Great question. Let me tell you, my grandma who raised me, she used to always say, Mince, it's a poor frog that don't praise his own pond. So I don't care about what I be hearing from my friends from the ATL, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Chi-Town, Philly, talking about how great they city is. Even Miami, for that's the case. I think Jacksonville is the best city here, period. You got to, first of all, have candidates who believe like I believe. You ready to shout for the home team. When I went to St. Pius, it was them Mustangs. When I went to Reebok, it was them Trojans. When I went to EWU, it was them Tigers. When I went to JU, it was them Dolphins. When it's NFL, it's them Jaguars. So when I tell you about what I love about my city, I love everything that it has and also its potential. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but like when I used to coach, I used to always have the kids that maybe other people didn't want, or people didn't see what I saw. Man, all I do is make a game plan, meet the kids where they are, work with their potential, and take it to another level. That's the place our city is. It's no reason that fintech companies are coming here. It's no reason that we're fast growing because of what we're doing in healthcare. So I like that number one opportunity. The second thing what I like is I love our downtown. Our downtown is budding with the potential. Working with the chamber and getting a chance to go visit other cities and seeing what's modeled. We'll go somewhere else and people are just going, oh my God, you guys got the Emerald Trail, you guys got the waterway, you guys got so much potential. You're starting to see some of it, and I get excited when I see the buildings being erected downtown, when I see more and more people coming downtown. The key thing to us growing and being recognized and getting more retail space coming here and more of the kind of companies that we like to see is we've got to get more residents downtown. I like where we're going in that direction, so that we can see that we've got 10,000 residents downtown, which can make our city just as great as a Charlotte, just as great as a Buffalo, just as great as a St. Louis. That's where we're going, just as great as a Tampa, a Miami. That's the potential that I'm super excited. Now, I love everything else about Jacksonville, like the beaches and that good stuff. But in my district is like the pit of an apple. I'm the core. So it covers the Beltway in Jacksonville. So like 295, 95 Dunn Avenue, out on the south side all the way to Beach, out to Arlington. So that whole core of Jacksonville, we've got our stadium. We've got all the potential that could come there. We've got great hospitals and great colleges in the district. We've got wonderful neighborhoods, historic, what we call our seasoned, some of the older ones we've got, and we've got the button new ones. Man, we've got our zoo, we've got our entertainment. Man, I'm telling you, do I sound like I believe in Jacksonville? I hope I do, because that is the things that make me excited about Jacksonville. And I have to say this, poor fraud don't praise his own part. What's making me excited about Jacksonville is that by faith, I'm believing I'm going to be your leader in Tallahassee. So I'm excited about new leadership. When I say new, I'm talking about new leadership. We're talking about putting somebody up there fresh, great ideas, but still an experienced servant leader. That right there alone excites me as well.
What changes would you like to see happen in Jacksonville?
Well, kind of weaved into what I was saying. I want to see more people come here, more jobs. I want to see more people. I like to see more entertainment. I like to see some of the projects that we've started finished. Just attended a conference at JTA about energy and efficiency. So we've got some great things on the way, like what they call the UTC, which is our ability to have autonomous vehicles running all through downtown. I can't wait to see that. They're talking about it all across the country. I can't wait to see our aquarium downtown. I can't wait to see Four Seasons downtown. I can't wait to see people just, getting off work from my office, going downtown, grabbing a bite to eat, having a wife meet you downtown, great restaurants, people, colleges all downtown. I can't wait to see our city at its full potential. That's what I like to see. I'd like to, on a personal note, in our district, it's an interview, so you don't want, there's some other real stuff too. I'd love to see, crime reduced, right? I'd love not to see on the news somebody just got shot or killed senseless. I don't want us killing each other, and I'd like to have people not killing us. So I'd love to see us improve in that area. That's an area or opportunity that we can definitely get better in our city. So I definitely love to see that as a valiant change as well. We're at this show where you right now are doing this podcast, educating voters. I'd like to see more voter engagement, more citizens, sharing their concerns and being involved and active as well, like what you're doing here with the commission.
Why you, Mincy?
Why me? Great question. So I'm running for this office, as I told you before, because I'm passionate about it, and because for me, for the most, I feel it's life work. It's purposeful. I think one of the things that you'll see that'll make me different from the other people that might be in my race is that you won't find me arguing myself out of relevance. And what do you mean by that? I think sometimes politicians use a word that's overused, and they'll say, man, get me, I'm fighting. Get me, I'm going to fight for you. Get me, I'm going to fight for you. And sometimes we as citizens, we view that like, oh yeah, he's a fighter. Oh my God, did you see how he was screaming and getting those people straight? How she was, screaming and saying that, And I want to just kind of, as I got everybody's ear, just get you to just think about this one thing. And I think this really sets it apart. Think about it. Do you want somebody that's just going to go fight? Or do you want somebody that's going to win? I'm running for this office, and one of the things that I think makes me different is I understand this art of war. I understand picking battles. I understand the essence of winning. At the end of the day, winning is strategy. At the end of the day, winning is communication. At the end of the day, it's about being at the table. I think one of the things that set me apart from my other people that might be in this race is my unique ability to be able to talk with everybody. I've been married now for 20 years. I think that's something to shout about. And, like in any relationship, there might be some things you got, there might be some, maybe a little disagreement here or disagreement there. And I think kind of politics works the same way. There might be a disagreement here and a disagreement there. And I think you'll find that sometimes people get so caught up in the politics that they forget about the people. Just like in a marriage, the essence of getting it done is communication. I want to go to Tallahassee so I can communicate, so that I can write legislation, so that I can get legislation done, and so I can continue to communicate with the people in my community so they can understand what I'm doing there. I don't want to just be elected and disappear. I think what makes me a difference is if you check my track record, and you'll hear people say that, check my track record because they'll think you won't go do it. I say check my track record because it's what I am doing. I've already had an experience of networking with other nonprofits and organizations and bringing about movement and mobilization for change. You've seen me do it in the spaces of healthcare when we had over 140,000 people uninsured and we got that number down to 40, working with other nonprofits and other organizations. Here recently with COVID, we participated with organizations like Agape as well and UF Shands, and we were actually creating opportunities to take the information and the vaccines to the people. Also, you look at track record, past pass. I'm the person that brought the Florida Black Expo back. So what I've been doing in business has not just been just for me, but I've always asked myself, what can you do for other businesses? What can you do to empower other people? I've been doing it. This is something that I've been doing, and I'm looking just to continue it. I understand legislation. I'm one person that's running that has been trained in public policy. It's what I do. I've been both to the Congressional Black Caucus Political Institute and public policy training through Jacksonville's Political Institute. It's what I do. I understand this stuff. And I think that's what's going to make me really different in being in Tallahassee to go along with my passion to make a difference. Thanks a lot for having me on this show. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing here with the commission. And to everybody that took it, not Robert, to take some time to listen to this interview, I want to tell you thank you. Secondly, what I want to do is sometimes you have not because you ask not. I don't want to give everybody watching thinking we got it all together and we don't need no help. We're going to need help when we get to Tallahassee, and we need help now. If you've got some extra time, maybe an hour a week, or, to volunteer some time to make some phone calls or door knock with us, man, we'd love to have volunteers. We've got a nice team of folks that just give her their time and serve and go out in the community to help us spread our message. And I want to encourage you, please, if you would consider helping us out, just go to votemincy.com. That's vote. And Mincy is without the E, so it's vote, MINCY.com. We'd love to have your help there. And maybe you say, Mincy, I don't have much time, but I know to get the voice out, you've got to get, you've got to get to get people out to the polls. You got to have a voice, and to get the voice out, you got to have resources. And so you might be listening to this, Mincy, I don't have a lot of time, but I've got a little bit of resources. Hey, can I make a donation to your campaign? Yes, you can. VoteMincy.com. You can donate, and your dollars will be handled with great stewardship so that we can expand our team and our workforce. So again, thank you so much for having us on the show. I look forward to coming back. And when I get to Tallahassee, I look forward to maybe we can set up some segments like this, maybe once a month, where you check in with me and we'll have this and I can give you updates on what's going on in Tallahassee. Again, to learn more information about me, go to votemincy.com. I'm your candidate for Florida House District 14. Solutions for Florida, solutions for Jacksonville, and solutions for our community.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. We wish you good luck out here in these streets. And this is your brother Dallo Saku signing off for the Black Commission. Peace.